It's still 2-player.
It's got that dirty backdoor and
nice.
a lot of potential for proxies on this map as well.
Definitely true. Well, the countdown has started, ladies and gentlemen. PartinG, 1 win away from securing his spot in the finals match. Deer, 1 life left. We'll see if he can tie it up and bring us to game number 3. Let's jump into it. Bottom left in blue, 1-0 so far. It's PartinG.
And up here in the top right, we do have the player down a game. Deer has to win this one to stay in the tournament. Loses, he goes home. And I'm sure he doesn't want to go home on such a negative note. He hasn't really shown any good games today yet.
Yeah, he really hasn't. 0-3 so far.
0-3, and man, the losses have been brutal.
They really have.
There's just been some really off-key mistakes. Something just doesn't add up here, Wolf.
And he had, going into this, in individual leagues, a very good Protoss versus Protoss record. I think it was something like, was it 9-2, I think, in sets?
Yeah, that was something like that. He was, up until this point, he's been doing very well for himself, even in recent times. I'm pretty sure even in Casper Cup he did fantastically, if I recall correctly. It's just today it seems to be his problem. Something's going wrong.
Well, let's see how he plays this one out. This is his last life, and there are no more freebies. There's no more second chances at this point.
This is his second chance.
Yeah, exactly. This is his last chance. Now, openings-wise here so far, we're seeing pretty much direct mirror builds. The simulator timing is even pretty much identical, 3-3 for both. And core going down at the same time. So no earlier core for PartinG this time. The Observer pointing out a much faster probe here for Deer. He just built his faster. He just pressed E faster on his first probe. And
there's a 4th probe on that second gas for Deer.
Ooh.
Already off to a bad start again.
You are on the probe duty, man. You can check
Dude,
that.
I am salty about these probes.
He did move it, though. He did fix it.
He fixed it up finally. I was about to PM him in game, stop it.
Well, the funny thing is, you actually have an indicator that tells you how many probes you have, and at this point in the game, you're not looking at anything but your main and your scouting probe, so it's a bit weird.
There's really no excuse to it, unless you're just really tilted at this point.
That's something I'm glad you point out, because some people at home be like, "Oh my God, Moonglade is just so critical." It's no, actually, this is actually a sign, right? This is a sign of someone who's just clearly a bit off right now. This is a fundamental mistake that Platinum players will not make, right?
Well, you don't want to be down a worker in a mirror match like this at this early of the game either, because it actually will make a noticeable difference. So it's a lot of things to worry about this kind of mirror match, and economy is probably one of the bigger ones.
Well, PartinG rushes out a Stargate here. He's just going to skip a Stalker, and I think he made the Mothership core at home, though. Can you check that for me? No, he did not, actually, so he rushed that out super quick. Skip the Stalker and a Mothership core. Oh, no, okay, they're there.
Oh, sorry, yeah. 2 Mothership cores on the map. Just rushing out that Stargate is PartinG once again.
And then following it up with a very quick Robo.
Ooh, nice follow-up. Now seeing actually a later Stargate from Deer.
It's going to be a Phoenix opening here. This is very unlike anything we've seen from PartinG so far today. So it's, I think, going to throw Deer for a bit of a curveball.
This could be actually pretty aggressive. If he gets multiple Phoenix like this and start lifting up units and go for, a big attack with the Mortal and Gateways.
And the delayed Oracle we see from Deer could just certainly be shut down hard by the Phoenixes. If Deer goes Phoenixes instead of Oracle, he's going to be behind in Phoenixes.
Yeah, either way, the Stargate shouldn't really be used. And if it does get used, hopefully it's like a very sneaky Oracle that finds his way into the main base when the Phoenix are on the map. And there we go. There's going to be an Oracle.
So this Oracle is going to have to do its damage right away. If it makes it to the base, he's going to have to sack it. Otherwise, it's never going to escape.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a very sneaky Oracle.
PartinG, on the other hand, finds himself in a position where his Nexus is very behind, so he's going to be missing some mining time here. So he will need to do some damage on his own with those Phoenixes. I like that he's going directly into the Immortals, though, and once he has his own 2 bases up, once he harasses a lot, he's going to be able to add his Gateway units. Right now, he doesn't need Gateway units because he's got these Phoenixes to help lift units. He's got them to put the pressure on and to keep Deer at home defending. They're actually going to miss each other here.
Ooh, moving out just at the wrong time. If you kept those Phoenixes home for just a little bit longer, you had to shut this down, and it's going to get a little ugly. He's going to have to use that photon overcharge on the main base to kind of deflect this Oracle. And he's actually going to pick off a sentry now. This is important. He's actually going to get 2. He's going to get all the sentries in Deer's base. That's huge.
And, you know, one sentry and 1 Stalker is not going to be enough to stop this from doing some damage. He's going to have to use the overcharge. Waits till the last second.
Oh,
he's getting greedy here.
Committing way too much. He's going to lose it.
That was too greedy.
Phoenix can actually go back and do some more damage now soon.
I guess, you know what? Thinking about it, I think that was the right choice because those Phoenixes are going to kill you no matter what. You might as well.
That's a good point. That is true. He might as well just go for the damage.
Like, ordinarily, you never want to do that, but in this case, I kind of agree with it. I take back what I said.
I understand it. I respect it.
Yeah. Sorry about that one, Deer. That was good.
Yeah, you didn't screw up that time, Deer. I forgive you, mate.
He's actually now PartinG continuing Phoenix production. He stopped at 2 for a while. Now he's going to 3. And this Observer actually in a good spot to spot these Phoenixes and, you know, just keep them in check.
Yeah, I like this. I like the more addition of Phoenixes. You know, you get a couple more. You're going to be able to lift up those Immortals if you want to go for an attack anytime soon. More Stalkers, whatever you like, even just probes for the time being.
Well, sticks with 3. Has enough money in just a second to make a 4th if he wants to continue, but it's now taking up a little bit heavier. Forge, all of that next step stuff. Deer, with that longer Nexus that he's had, and with, you know, he hasn't actually taken that many probe losses. He's significantly ahead in workers, like 6 workers up, and has been mining longer, and has double gas.
Well.
Here we go. He's going to get some probes here.
He's had a lot of room to, you know, just enjoy the expansion, and it is definitely showing in supplies.
PartinG loses his Observer as well. And we do see actually a cannon going up on the main base here. This is a lot of damage done for just 3 Phoenixes. He does end up losing one, but 5 more probes. He's now evened up the worker count. In fact, he's taken a 1 worker lead.
Ooh, we saw some Templars actually get warped in as well. Where did they get warped in? All right, maybe looking for a feedback on these Phoenix before turning into an Archon a little bit later.
Yeah, you know, it's something I've even messed around with in my PvPs every now and then. It's so satisfying when you get it, but if you do, you have to be really Johnny on the spot with them. You have to babysit them because if they get lifted, then you're like really in trouble.
Then you lose so much gas.
It's funny because your opponent is unlikely to lift them because if your opponent is then paying attention to you with your Templar, he's going to feedback you every time. So it's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, it's about getting lucky or not. Trying to catch them out when they're not paying attention. Multiple Immortals out for PartinG, actually 3. So he's going pretty heavy on the Immortals compared to what we've seen in previous games.
Ooh, these Phoenixes are going to fly dangerously close here.
Oh, Templars are looking for them as well.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. You babysit really well, like we see Deer doing here. Now, PartinG looks to be, based off of his movements here, expecting a Charged Zealot timing attack to follow this up. He's making a Gateway Wall at the top of his ramp. Charged Zealot Archon attacks are popular when you do defend these Phoenix builds because, you know, Charged Zealots just kind of overwhelm Phoenixes. You get the Archons, they just do so much, and you have that extra surplus in gas when you make the massive Zealots, but this is not what we're seeing, actually, out of Deer. In fact, he's taken a 3rd base.
Very greedy 3rd base at that, and I don't think we actually have not seen PartinG identify that either.
Yeah, he's totally misreading the situation, and Deer knows that. Deer sees this wall, and he's like, oh, I know what you think I'm doing. I'm not doing that, though, and I'm actually just going to take this base. This could become a very big problem for PartinG because he's just going to let it go, it looks like, because he just simply doesn't believe it's happening. He's now getting the first glimpse of it.
It might even force his hand to go for an attack, and we are seeing more gateways lined up. Ooh, there we go with the feedbacks. Turn into that Archon immediately.
Yeah. I guess, you know, let's see how he responds to this. He's got a few Immortals out. He's making some Colossi on his own.
Colossus on the way. Gets the second one on the way as well. He might actually just go for an attack. He is actually throwing down that 3rd base there. So maybe they'll simply just try and play catch-up in terms of bases.
Oh, can you hit that G key and tell me, is PartinG's range done? It is. Okay, so that's really important for his Colossi.
Yeah.
Deers is going to be done pretty soon. So I don't think he's going to be able to hit with that advantage. It's going to be close if he does try to attack right now.
Yeah, considering how far ahead in supply Deer is as well, I don't know if he can really find anything. 20 supply up at this point.
He's about to have +2.
He canceled that third base, by the way, so he is going for an all-in from this. So it's all going to come down to attacking this third base.
I think the Phoenixes need to hit the natural. Draw those units away from the third base, not draw them there.
Well, they are pretty
low energy, yeah.
No energy to do any sort of lifting.
Is it spotted?
Oh, it is spotted. So he'll be in a perfect position on the top of this ramp or in between the natural and third to defend.
So history has shown us that even though Deer has been in advantageous positions before, he has gotten nervous. This is really important. He's going to be tested yet again here. With an advantage, he needs to just keep his calm and take a fight.
PartinG waiting for that charge to finish before he tries for anything.
PartinG doesn't have +2, by the way. Deer does. Like, every card is in Deer's hand. He has all the advantages.
Now, does he really want to go up this ramp? He's going to try and fight the army in a concave. He sees where the army is. Photon Overcharge activates.
Yep. That Archon taking some serious damage. But this Warp Prism is really PartinG. He's going to have to rely on this.
Here we go.
He's going to engage here. And Archon's in a great spot here for PartinG. The Time Warp goes down on these Colossi as well, but the upgrades here for Deer are just too much. That Immortal in the back doing a lot of extra damage, and here comes some Zealots. Warp Prism going to have to help Micro here. It's just too little too late, and some of these are fake.
Yeah, way too much damage. Too much army in general, and that upgrade just helping out so much.
Deer finally keeps his cool. GG.
And there's that first win for Deer. Finally playing a solid game, and he looked very solid in that game. He looked so strong, he crushed PartinG.
Yeah.
Playing a safe, greedy game from here.
No real mistakes with his control, but also just